All right, and with that, we can call our first group coming on into the Velodrome. We have the open women field for their warm-up scratch. Remember, rolling start for this 5-lap roll around the track here in just a moment. We'll get them started. Looks like they're still getting on their bikes. We will try to get through as many of the riders as we can here. Part of the Carnival is announcing as many of the riders as we can during this 5-lap event. This is the second session, Saturday night racing of the Carnival, our fun, unique race event that'll culminate tonight in a points race, omnium style sort of situation. Riders started yesterday, already have 3 races under the belts, and today we're going to conclude the action. Almost ready to get this first group started. Open women on the rail now for their 5-lap scratch. On deck, the Cat 4 men, followed by the Cat 1, 2, 3 men, before we jump into the Carnival with the wheel race. All right, and off we go. It's beginning from the rail here, so no neutral. We're into 5 laps, I believe. Either way, our riders here, there's 12 in the group today. Let's take a look at all of our riders. I'll even try to go, if I can, in our order of Carnival points, because that'll make things a little bit more interesting and informative for everybody. In the lead right now, with 21 points total in the Carnival, is currently Danny Scoville. She's wearing bib number 1, has a very distinctive purple and green bib on. That's the Rider of the Year jersey. She rides for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team, and she's sitting pretty much mid-pack right now. She's got a blue and white helmet on, a black rear disc wheel, and again, that Rider of the Year green and purple on right now. Second in the standings right now, bib number 11. It's Annette Williams, has 15 points. She's got the blue of the Center Cycles jersey on. You're going to see her pretty high along the group as well. She's got the all-blue kit with the white helmet on today, I believe. There she is, right in the middle of the group as well. Seeing 5 to go, so we did get the neutral lap and the whistle. Race now underway. Cat 4 is to stage now, please. Cat 4 is staging now. Be ready to come on to the track here quickly. This race will be over before you know it. Third in the Carnival standings with 10 points. Also for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team is Lucy Gilchrist, wearing bib number 4. She is behind the leader's jersey right now in the black kit with the blue sleeve and the white helmet. So she's about 5th bike right now in that lineup in the sprinters lane, sitting right behind the leader, Danny Scoville. Wearing bib number 9, Kelly Darlene is sitting in 4th with 8 points. Our rider from Rice University in the all-blue look today with number 9 as the bib number. Currently has 8 points in the Carnival. And number 5, Coach Edwards. Amara's got 7 points for Team Mama Bears. Currently sitting about 7th wheel, it looks like, if I count back in that lineup. It's got a distinctive green with some blue and pink on it. And the blue helmet. Again, that's our rider in 5th place overall. Leah Hoslander is here for the Jerry Baker Juniors, also with 7 points, tied for 5th. She's wearing bib number 242, and you'll know that they're on the junior team if they got black with just a little bit of blue and red. And again, Leah's got number 242 on her. Heather Nielsen has got 5 points and is riding in the blue of Center Cycles. Bib number 3 near the back of the field right now. Emily Alexander is wearing number 34. I don't know if she's out here today, though, but our rider, well, let me see again. That's another Liquid Velo rider, so I'll come back to that rider in a second. We also have a couple more of our junior riders here. I see 203 Lucy Dorr and 202 Bella Mejia. They both have 5 points in the Carnival coming in today. Bella wearing number 202, Lucy wearing big number 203. So I believe that Liquid Velo rider would be Christine Diebler, number 205. In the gray, she's 2nd wheel from the front, if I'm not mistaken. Charlotte Westover has got a lot of bright orange on. You can always tell where she's at in the field. Another one of our junior competitors wearing bib number 201. She now takes over the front spot as we're talking about her. And they're coming into the bell lap. We've got 1 to go. $5 to win the race here. So we'll see who will ride ahead for the victory. on this one. I also see Root Tomko in there, 222. They're about 5-6 riders back in the sprinters lane currently. Our 12 competitors all getting up to speed now down the back straight. Don't want to forget Aaron Bailey, number 214, is also here to compete. Wasn't here for the Friday night session. Riding for the bicycle racing team, has a distinctive maroon colored jersey on. Coming around of the corner, it's going to be two of our younger riders. We've got Lucy Gilchrist taking on Kelly Darlene. A good head sprint will be number 9 on the inside. $5 richer in our warm-up scratch race. Christine Diebler is Mrs. Bowie. Now I know. All right. It's a family matter. Thanks for the inside. All right, our riders are exiting on the back straight. Here comes our Cat 4 men to the rail now. On deck, the Cat 123s. All right, our Cat 4 men are back here again. Some of my favorite racing yesterday happened in this field. Some good competition coming out of the Cat 4s. Today we start them off with their warm-up scratch race, a 5-lap event again. And as they come around out of the neutral, we'll try our best to introduce as many of the riders as we can. It was quite the show yesterday from rider 427. Josh Sherfy, our leader overall, came into today with 21 points. Might have a change of kit here, as I believe he's at the back end in the all gray today instead of the black look. So he's trying to camouflage himself a little bit here. Oh, it's more of a dark green even. There we go. 427 on the back end of it is your leader right now in the points coming into today. Justin Pryor, number 448, is going to make an attack right away, feeling fresh and ready to go. No, he's got some serious endurance from his road racing career. Not a new racer, new to the track, but with plenty of miles underneath him. He's going to try to apply a little bit of speed here early on. Look out for him today. Gene Johnson cycling in the blue takes over the front. That's Kevin Ulrich, number 402. Has 7 points in the Carnival currently. Justin takes back over the front. He's second overall with 13 points. I believe Tom Herrick, number 413, our rider in third, is not present today. So the next closest would be Keegan Fairbanks, 444, who's third wheel in the lineup right now, just behind his teammate. I believe that's Ian Golda right in front of him with the bright colored helmet, riding for the Jerry Baker Juniors, and that's number 409. 419 is Dan Pham in the dark blue. Mike Westover right behind him is 401 in the white, blue, and red. Pham currently has 5 points in the Carnival. Westover with 6 points in the Carnival standings so far. I think the only other rider I have yet to mention would be David Gilchrist, number 499, wearing the gray today with the white helmet. That should round out our crew of Cat 4s that made it out for a special Saturday edition of racing here today. Double duty Friday and Saturday racings for these riders, putting in a heck of a weekend. They're about to get the bell lap this next time around. Again, our overall strongest performer and really didn't drop a single race last night was number 427, Josh Sherfy, who's in kind of a dark green kit today with number 427. He's about 3 wheels back now, second wheel now in the lineup in the sprinters lane, right behind Gilchrist, who now takes over the lead spot and has the role of get the bell first and starting this thing rolling. 1 to go. $5 at the line next time around for the winner on the warm-up scratch. Cat 123s should be set to start here momentarily. Gilchrist down the back straight, still taking the lead spot. Justin Pryor in the second lane right alongside of him. will start to come up around the other side and take over on the back straight. He brings with him Sherfree, who's got a great wheel behind Justin. Some movement coming from the middle of the field. This might be a good move by Gene Johnson trying to come at the blue line. Now Sherfree up and out of this. The sprinter's lane will take over and takes the lead spot. Sherfree to the line first. It'll be Ulrich and then Pryor. Going 1, 2, 3. It'll be $5 more for rider 427. And our riders will exit on the back straight. One more rider finishing up here before we bring up our next field. Here comes the cat. 1, 2, 3 men to the rail now for the 5-lap scratch. On deck, everyone for the wheel race. We will be trying to get everybody out around the velodrome at the same time to help set up and hold for the wheel race. That's coming up after this one concludes. Another 5-lap event here. Let's check out. We got a lot more riders in this field to get through, so I'll pull up our list here and get through our leaders. John Bowie gets the honors of being your leader after winning and cleaning up yesterday, picking up all the victories and 21 points to his name. Rider 124 wearing the Rider of the Year jersey as well with the green and purple on. He's mid-back of the pack right now with the bright white bike and the silver helmet. You're going to want to keep your eyes on that rider. Almost nothing can be done, it seems, to slow him down. If he's got a position to go, he's going to take just about any sprint or effort he needs to pick up a victory. We'll see how he does today. Matty Hers and Luke Wilson both come in today with 10 points. Matty Hers is racing for the Coefficient of Speed team. He's wearing bib number 104. And Luke Wilson racing for Center Cycles is an all-blue kit, riding number 182. And as the whistle's blown, in fact, there's Wilson near the front in the Center Cycles look with the bright white helmet, center kind of a yellow stripe. And Matty Hers is hiding in plain sight. I'll find him eventually. Coming after that, we got Nick Martinez, number 122. He's got the blue third wheel from the very front. He's got the white bike on him as well. He's now second from the front. And his overall standings right now is 4th with 9 points. Next rider here that's got points in the order here, Merrick Gallagher's got 7. One of our junior competitors with the red helmet, number 344. You can find Gallagher right now in the second position. He now takes over for the lead spot for just a moment as he pulls up quickly. Tomko also with 7 points. He's in the second wheel position right now near the front racing for Center Cycles in the blue with the black helmet. That's bib number 113. Carl Pradis also coming into this one with 7 points. Pradis didn't get up onto the field because of a mechanical issue. That's why I can't find his distinctive jersey. He's over there looking at the bike. Yellow and blue. Gotta love yellow on these fields, man. Anything yellow and green stands out really beautifully. Let's see who else showed up today. We've got Stan Douglas, who's out there with 7 points, number 391. He's wearing the red Power Ranger outfit today, so that's an easy one. Bib 391 here with 7 points. Right behind him, Nolan Adams for the Dyna Racing team, 111. He's got 6 points. He's third from the back right now, hanging out at 2 to go. Will Fowler, the Great Elimination race yesterday, picks up some points. He finds 5, number 345, one of our junior riders out here today again, racing for the Jerry Baker Juniors team. Okay, so not a no-show, just a late show. All right, he'll make it here soon. Before the bell's even ringing, we're going to have some nice mobility here from one of our youngsters. Merrick Gallagher wants to win this warm-up scratch. He brings with him another one of the juniors, David Magidson, 399. There's another rider I haven't talked about yet for Airtech Racing. Peter Snoblin, 347, is here today to race. your Rider of the Year jersey is trying to make the jump up, and he's got one with him. That must be hers, who's been hiding from me with a slightly different helmet. Looks like he's got the black helmet on today, but he's wearing that blue with the coefficient of speed jersey. Trying to cover this gap quickly, but the juniors, I think, were a little too speedy on this one. Magidson found the wheel. He'll jump him for the $5. Magidson across the line first. Here comes Gallagher, Bowie, Hers, and Snoblin out in front of the field. I see Scott Grinsel here for Dyna Racing, as is Scott Vincent for Dyna Racing. Lots of competitors in this big field, and not every single one of them I had time to talk about, but got through the top 10 or 15 riders or so in our Cat 1, 2, 3s. They will make their way off on the back straight, and we're going to get set for this wheel race in a matter of moments. So riders, how we're going to do this, again, you need to check where you start, and what we're going to do is we're going to try and get everybody out and around the velodrome in their positions as holders pretty much right away. You're anywhere between the start line and somewhere further around the lap, up through about the 200-meter mark, I believe, is the furthest away you'll be. Some of you are just beyond the 200 line, I see. So all competitors will want to head to their positions. Cat 1, 2, 3s, Cat 4 men, all the open women, all to your positions now. The longest lap goes to the rider with the most points. Whether you're up now or next or have a race or two to go, you're still going to serve as a holder. So we need people up and ready to hold and help us with our start here. So all competitors heading to your spots. I'm going to start with the field that's currently out here in their order just to help them know where they are. With every 20 meters, we should have another competitor in this order. Danny Scoville, Annette Williams, Lucy Gilchrist, Kelly Darlene, Amara Edwards, Heather Nielsen. Nielsen should be about 100 in front of the start line here, so at the 100 meters mark. Bella Mejia, Lucy Dorr, Christine Diebler, Charlotte Westover, and then both Bailey and Tomko will start at the 200-meter line opposite the start line. Everyone else should be somewhere between them every 20 meters for our open women. Again, all riders, whether you're up now or next or soon, go ahead and head out to your positions and serve as holders and help us get these races started. On deck will be the Cat 4 men for their wheel race. Folks, this is a sort of a handicapped race where we give riders with the most Carnival points the hardest race. They're going to race the full distance. If you have less points in the Carnival, you get a shorter distance to race. For the open women, they're racing 2 laps. It's very short, much like a chariot, just a little longer than that with all the riders at once. So Scoville over here has the tall task of trying to get all the way around the track to catch Tomko on the other side there. And who else is over there? We've got one other rider. It's Erin Bailey, who has a 200-meter advantage in this 2-lap race. That's a significant advantage for such a short race. After this, the Cat 4 men will do the same. It'll be a 2-lap. The Cat 1, 2, 3s with such a big field, we're actually going to give them a 3-lap event and take a little bit more space around the velodrome to spread them out. Our officials will make sure everybody's set to go. We're going to give everybody a start at the same time. So once everybody is checked in and is being held where they need to be, we're going to get some sort of signal at the same point and get everybody started all at once from your position. And at that point, it's 2 to go for the leader, and everybody is on the lap in front of her. And the sound of the pistol means it's time to race. 2 to go. Let's check out our leaders, because we know right now that's the front of the race is going to be Ruth Tomko coming around the corner. Erin Bailey now takes over for Breakfast Racing Teams, getting the 1 to go mark. It's a long lap for the leader of the Carnival all the way at the back right now. Bailey's got the shortest distance to go. Such a massive advantage. The front 5 get good points for the Carnival. Tomko still leading the lap right now. We've got a couple riders in pursuit trying to get up there. I don't know if our riders at a disadvantage are going to be anywhere nearby in time for the end of this race to get close to getting more Carnival points. This is going to be a good cleanup here for, looks like our 3 coming up to the line now. Tomko trying to lead out the sprint. Whoa, Dora, I think on their outside might have picked up the big 7. 5 points for Tomko unofficially. I think Erin Bailey gets 3. Westover for 2, and I believe that was Diebler finding 1 point in the effort. Coming up now, the Cat 4 men are going to line up for their start. There's a 30-meter distance between each rider with Josh Scherfree here at the start line. He's got 2 to go. Everybody else is on the same lap in front of him. Should be Pryor, Herink, Fairbank, Ulrich, Doan, Westover, Pham, Gola, Gilchrist. In that order, I believe, around the Velodrome with Gilchrist on the 200 line. I'll give the riders ready mark when we're there, and then you'll hear the sound of the pistol to start the race. Riders ready? And off we go. 2 to go. Scherfree with the big task of trying to catch all the way up to Gilchrist, who has the lead spot. Gola right behind him. Ian's got a nice acceleration here. The junior is going to try and catch onto the wheel of the Dyna Racing competitor here, and it looks like he'll be able to do so. He's trying to find a big 7 here. Great opportunity for these riders to pick up big carnival points. Dan Pham also in pursuit. If he can catch, he's going to try to come around on the top and see what he can do with this move here. Westover and Ulrich battling behind. Here comes Pham down the back straight trying to overtake for 7. A good short race here. Might as well put in a big effort. This will be the easiest points you can pick up here today. Will come out of the wheel race for the Carnival. And Pham looking around trying to make sure he's done enough. Oh, Ian Gola is still chasing. Oh, Ian has enough. The kid has a second acceleration. He'll find 7 points. Pham for 5. It looks like Gilchrist will get 3. That gives Ulrich 2, and I believe Westover, the 5th across the line, should find 1. We need all athletes and helpers on the infield for the Cat 1, 2, 3 men to be in position here. They're coming next. A 3-lap wheel race and a few more riders here to get set up. We got Bowie lining up here as your leader on the start line with Matty Hers, Luke Wilson, Nick Martinez, the next 3 riders around the Velodrome. And it's about every 10 meters or so, so it'll look a little bit more tight here as our riders are a bit closer together. And with 3 laps, there's a much better chance, and with less distance between the riders, there's a better chance that this thing comes back together again. We might have a changing of the order here. We'll see how this goes. Our rider's getting into position now. Got to make sure everybody's got a holder. 1 rider needs some help on the back straight. We got 2 riders in the back straight. 3. We got 1 back in corner 2 needs a holder. We got 1 in corner 1 needs a holder. 2 in corner 1 need a holder. 3 in corner 1 need a holder. We need plenty of riders. Everybody who just got done racing, if you could make your way over towards corner 1 as a starting point to help us with the holding, that would be helpful. Thank you. We got a few more coming that way. Holders requested, especially towards corner 1. Back straight looks to be settled. I think we got Brett's on his way over to corner 1, can help with 1 more. Brett's coming right now. All right, we're almost set, everybody. Just a couple more holders. We're getting to position here. Stand by. All right, riders ready? Never mind, stand by. Riders ready? 3 to go when the race is underway. Big start here, an important moment. We already have, it looks like, 1 mechanical for Martinez. Unfortunately, gonna have to sit this one out. Shucks. Tyler Arnoldi, not starting last night, comes in with 0 points, so maybe stronger than his points would dictate. Not able to compete on the Friday night. He's in a good position to try to find a lot here for Waterline Racing. It's a nice short race to pick up lots of valuable Carnival points today. See what he can do with it. The chase is on behind him. There's a duo of James Campbell-Harris and I believe J.C. Pyle coming out of corner 4 just now that are trying to make some headway here. Getting the one to go. There's the bell. Justin Captis actually leapfrogging a few riders here, trying to get his way up there. Might be in the points now for the Carnival. This group of 3 about to overtake. We see one rider being overtaken by Campbell-Harris, and that'll bring him into a position to pick up potentially 5 or 3 points, but J.C. Pyle might make the jump here. Tyler Nolde holding on for the 7 points, and the sprint from the junior here should be good enough to get 5. That's 3 for Campbell-Harris. Waterman will find 2, and Captis jumps up a rider or 2 to pick up 1 himself. Bowie made a nice effort to get into the points. He was 1 rider short, coming all the way from the back of the group. He still almost got there, but the race just wasn't quite long enough for our leader to make it up there in time. Wheel race is all wrapped up. Up next, the Keirins, which we've got to check in our, make sure our Omnium points didn't mess anything up here or change our order. But they're going to be coming out grouped up based on the current Omnium points in groups of 5 for the Keirins. That's coming up next. Your first group up on the track will be the Open Women.
How about the whole open women's field? Head over to JJ, all of us. It's like 3 heats. Let's all head over. All open women, head over.
Heat C is Edwards, Gilchrist, Scoville. Sorry, that's in reverse order. Okay, so Heat A, we are going in order as it's printed. All right, so some of the Keirin heats are going to be corrected, so my mistake. All women, we're calling over to the ready area to be set to go here, but it looks like there's a few errors to correct. So stand by as we update and change just a few things. This will be based on your current Omnium points in groups of, looks to be 4 based on how many riders we have here in the Open Women, but up to 5 riders per group. And again, based on current Omnium points, we're going to seed our riders together. Your top Carnival points riders all head to head. Each heat has an opportunity to find 7, 5, 3, 2, and 1 in the Carnival. So still lots of ways to get more points here during the Keirin. Much like yesterday's 4-up sprints, this gives everyone a chance to find more points no matter where they are currently in the competition. Good opportunity while we take a standby here in the racing action. Go check in on the shawarma truck here behind the grandstands. Delicious Mediterranean food ready to go. They got great pitas, a rice bowl that's delicious, all ready to go. And of course, the beverage garden is open and pouring this afternoon. We've got Postdoc Brewing and Locust Ciders here today, and we invite you to join us and come in for the fun here at the Velodrome for the next bit of racing. We've got the Keirins coming up next. All right, the reprints are available. I will announce our heats here really quickly. Heat C is going to be first. Diebler, Tomko, Westover, and Bailey make up Heat C. Heat B, Darlene, Edwards, Nielsen, and Mejia. Heat A, Scoville, Williams, Dorer, and Gilchrist. Up now is Heat C. Once again, Christine Diebler, Rue Tomko, Charlotte Westover, Aaron Bailey. Heat C will draw for position first and come on to the Velodrome followed immediately by Heat B, Kelly Darlene, Amar Edwards, Heather Nielsen, and Bella Mejia. They will draw for position next and be set to go here soon. The keirin is a high-speed event. Our field gets one chance here to go around the track. It's basically 4 laps, 2.5 with the pacer, 1.5 without. First rider across the line in each of the heats picks up 7 points for their Carnival Omnium standing. And, of course, after that, it's 5 for second, 3 for third, 2 for fourth place. And if the field has 5 in there, the 5th rider will still get 1 point. So lots of ways to get points here during the keirin for just about everyone. Can get some real big value here. And they're seated competitively, so they're with the riders that they should be closest matched with. So should get everybody a good chance here for a fun, competitive, and valuable ride in their Carnival campaign. Our first group now onto the warm-up circle. We'll bring them out as soon as they make 1 lap around the circle. On deck, Heat B. They're followed by Heat A for the open women. After the open women wrap up, we'll bring out the Cat 4 men. Cat 4 is already being called over towards staging, so grab your stuff and set yourself up here. The keirins will go by quick. These are not heats. It's just 1 heat, essentially. It's not going to be some sort of qualifier or tournament here today. It's just a chance to race the keirin. Your order determines your points for the Carnival going forward. And here comes your first group now coming on to the racing surface behind the pacer. Position 1 drawn by Ruth Tomko for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. They're bobbing their head enjoying the ride right now. 205 is Christine Diebler, racing for Liquid Velo. Behind her, we've got rider 201, Charlotte Westover of the Jerry Baker Jr.'s, and bib 214, Erin Bailey, racing for the Breakfast Racing Team. It'll go 7, 5, 3, and 2 for the points. Cat 4 heats are posted for the keirin, so velodrome.org/live. If you haven't looked yet, I will do so here shortly. Again, Cat 4 heats posted on the live results folder. Our group will see 3 to go here. Another full solid lap of acceleration here from the pacer before we're going to have them exit on the back straight after they see 2 to go, so with a lap and a half remaining. Cat 4 men, we're getting staged right now for the keirin, so we're calling all those riders over for staging. We can get you set and ordered up. Thank you. Our field sees 2 to go, about a half lap left with the pacer, and then the race is up to them. One of the concepts for the race team that put together our program this year for the Carnival was, again, this idea of trying to make a fun event that rewards riders throughout the competition. So whether you're at the top or the bottom of the Carnival list, here you go. You got a chance to go get a big 7 points if you can win the sprint in the keirin. So all these heats are going to be competing for some very valuable points as they go around the track, just 4 short laps. And at this point, we're already beginning that 1 to go mark. So it's 1 to go for this first heat. Tomko's got control at the front. They look like they're waiting for something to come around the right-hand side. No movement yet. It's still Diebler holding on to the second wheel position, sitting in the substream, and the sprint being delayed here. Rue continuing to hold the front position. The orange bike of Westover, whoa, getting a little bit close there in the proximity between Diebler and Westover, but Rue Tomko just looking very strong from the front. They're trying to hold off the counterpunch from Diebler. Whoa, not enough to hold off, but it will be Diebler for 7. Tomko for 5. I think it was Westover for 3. Everyone will get some points. The most will go in the direction of Christine Diebler. Just enough at the end. Here comes Heat B now. Heat A is set to go next. After that, it'll be our, I believe, Heat C for the Cat 4 men is what's posted. Heather Nielsen, number 3 for Center Cycles, finds herself in position number 1. Bella Mejia for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s, wearing in bib number 202, right behind her. Bib number 5, Team Mama Bears, the 3rd rider in your lineup today in this group. And finally, Kelly Darlene in the blue for Rice University. Bib number 9 makes up your second group. Hope you're enjoying yourself today. It's a smaller crowd than on a Friday night. Usually Saturday nights people don't know to come out to the Velodrome and enjoy the show. Glad you could make it out here. You're likely here to support a rider. Thanks for making the journey. If you're tuning in out on the YouTube, hope you're enjoying that as well. We stream as much as we can here. We're still having some issues with streaming capacity and all that kind of stuff, and we're hoping to improve that over the course of the season. But we still do, I think, a pretty decent job. If you're enjoying the coverage and appreciate it, make sure to leave the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and share on social media that you're watching a pretty cool production here of racing in Redmond, Washington. As right now we're in the middle of our keirin, an opportunity for all of our riders to pick up some nice points here for the Carnival. Our lineup still in the same order, and they're almost up to full speed. As the pacer's going to bring them back around onto the back straight, and will drop them off as he gets past that halfway line there. And now it's Nielsen on the front of the race. Everyone's still lined up behind her. She tries to hold the tempo currently. Now he trying to tuck in right behind her. Everybody's still in single file. No shuffling at 1 to go. Everybody's still in the pace line right behind the efforts of Nielsen, who continues to try to hold the tempo from the pacer. Likely going to see some movement coming out of turn 2 here as the back half of the group starting to look a little bit anxious. Waiting a bit too long there. Mejia's not going to have a lane to move out as Edwards will keep her down. The sprinter's lane will try to take the front position out for herself. This will give Darlene a really good wheel also to try to come up around the right-hand side. Edwards has the shorter lane, but with a good slipstream and a nice setup. Darlene will take the big 7 points in the sprint. Edwards for 5. Mejia will take 3. Heat B for the Cat 4 men is on deck. That should be Ulrich, Fairbanks, Westover, Gilchrist, followed by Heat A. Gola, Pham, Pryor, and Sherfy. Sherfy. I'll have to figure that one out. Currently on the track now, our final heat for the Open Women. We got Lucy and Lucy in this group. Lucy Dorr at the front for the Jerry Baker Juniors with the black helmet. Her teammate right behind her, Lucy Gilchrist, with the silver helmet. Danny Scoville, the third rider in the group with the Rider of the Year jersey on, and the blue helmet. And then Annette Williams with the bright white helmet and the blue for Center Cycles, bib number 11, rounds out our crew of 4. 3 to go. Confirmed Cat 1, 2, 3 men heats posted on the live folder. You can check the keirin heats for the next group that's coming up here. Only 2 heats for the Cat 4s, so they'll be coming through really quickly. In the Cat 1, 2, 3s, your first heat's going to be called over to the ready area here in just a matter of seconds, so be ready, please. Seeing 2 to go. Everybody's still in their same lineup. Dorr, number 203, the closest to the pacer. Dorr on the lead of the race still. Gilchrist already trying to nudge herself up a little bit here. We got ourselves a nice sprint. 1 to go. 7 points at the line for the Carnival. Gilchrist trying to come out of the lane just a little bit, maybe looking for an opportunity, but Dorr just driving it very hard from the front, making it difficult to come around her. Gilchrist gets back down a little bit, trying to duck in just enough to try to pick up a little bit more acceleration. Ooh. These riders are kind of right on top of each other. Now it's going to be Annette Williams trying to come all the way up at the blue line. Scoville trying to run at it, but Annette Williams with great acceleration. She'll find the 7 here out of this keirin with great closing speed. Scoville would get 5 out of the effort, and Dorr holds on for 3 points. Heat B for the Cat 4 is on the track now. Keegan Fairbanks, number 444.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Drew the first position right behind the pacer. We have Kevin Ulrich in the all blue for the Gene Johnson cycling team. He's got the red bike underneath him. David Gilchrist for Dyna Racing has got the gray with the pink accents on the white bike. And finally, Mike Westover has got the black, blue, and red jersey currently sitting at the back of the field, and that's all drawn randomly before the riders come onto the velodrome. So the draw has set their positions, and most of the time our fields will stay in the same position that they draw. They don't have to. After the race has gotten started, there is an allowance for some of that to shift around. Not too terribly common here at our velodrome, but it has happened. Seeing 3 to go. It'll be the junior in this group that's forced to be in the lead spot when the pacer pulls out of the way. That might change. They don't have to stay there once the pacer pulls out of the way. In fact, they can do anything they darn well please. Most fields will try to maintain some of the speed they've gained from the pacer. Now, speaking of the speed being gained here, a little bit of a window opened up between the lead bike and Fairbanks, who starts to accelerate a little bit and try to close that gap down, get back on the wheel, and gain the benefit of the slipstream of the big bike in front of him, and able to do so at 2 to go. On deck is Heat A for the Cat 4 men. Immediately after that, the first heat for our 1, 2, 3s is coming up. Pacer pulls out of the way now. It's Fairbanks' race to lead. They continue to stay on the tempo, just trying to hold it consistent. Had an opportunity to maybe swing up, but will not do so. A nice strong move here for the young rider, bringing around 3 competitors on their wheel at 1 to go. Fairbanks on the lead. 1 to go. 1 to go. Keegan looking over the shoulder, I think still at about 85% speed. Now starting to pick it up again as he sees the challenger of Ulrich. Oh, holding back a little bit, was he? Ulrich, though, with great speed, trying to come up right-hand side. Good acceleration for the rider in blue, trying to take over the lead spot. It's still Fairbanks holding it on. He's got the shorter lane. The junior doing a good show here today, trying to find the 7 points all the way through. Fairbanks has enough. Basically a bike length there for the youngster. Ulrich with a nice move on the back straight, but good strength from the junior to hold off the charge. Really impressive finishing speed from Keegan 2 nights in a row. Looking forward to what that young rider is going to be able to do at Junior Nationals this year, or at least throughout the rest of the season. Riders on the track now, our final heat for the Cat 4 men. On deck, we've got Cat 1, 2, 3s coming up. Drawing position number 1, Josh Sherfrey at the front, number 127. Justin Pryor, Kel Rohrbach Racing. He's got kind of the yellow accents on the helmet on that white bike, sitting in second position. Dan Pham, the dark blue kit, sitting in third spot with the black helmet. And then Ion Golo with that neon helmet, sitting at the very back for the Jerry Baker Juniors. Your last heat for the Cat 4, seeing 3 to go. On deck is Heat E of the Elite Men. Vincent, Haldeman, and Waterman coming up first. They're followed by Snowblin, Magidson, Chip Chase, and Captis. Our lineup's still all the same. It's Sherfrey at the lead of the field right now. Rider will likely keep the pace, I imagine, like we've seen all along, although again, maybe a different tactic could come up here. No one has to keep on the same pace, but he's been hard to beat so far, especially when he's in that second or third wheel position, but now forced to be at the lead out for this group. A different position for our leader in the Carnival for this field. He's already looking for the right-hand shoulder. Yep, he'll move up to that blue line. He does not want that position. He's going to give someone else the shorter lane and the shorter ride around the track. It's going to be Pryor who takes over at the front. At 1 to go, Pryor just trying to stay on the tempo now, keep that spin high and rock and roll around the track for 1 lap to see what he can do with it. Right behind him is Dan Pham holding on to the acceleration from Pryor, currently down the back straight. And now Sherfrey trying to re-accelerate himself as he went off the front to get that rest, and now he's going to come back at it. Oh, Pham wanted out of the sprinter's lane, didn't have the window there for a moment. It's now open, but Sherfrey's already taken off. Should have enough here to close this one down. Pryor with the shorter lane, but Sherfrey with the stronger acceleration on the back straight. Sherfrey, Pryor, and Pham go 1, 2, 3 across the line for their points. Heat E coming on track now. Your first group for the Cat 1, 2, 3 men as they continue to pick up points for the Carnival. Haldeman number 1, 3, 4 taking the front there for the single malt velo team in the blue and pink. The middle position in the gray with some pink there, that's Eric Waterman riding in the colors of Dyna Racing. And then also for the Dyna Racing team, and quite a different set of colors, but the same team nonetheless, is Scott Vincent, bib number 116. The more retro, the more pink for Dyna, let's say that. Cat 1, 2, 3 men, we got our heats getting set to go right now. Set to start next is Heat D. Snowblin, Magotson, Chip Chase, and Captis. They're followed by Heat C. Adams, Fowler, Williams, Grinsell, Campbell, Harris. This field we'll be seeing 2 to go. Haldeman will be at the front and likely will try to maintain pace. I imagine we'll try to keep the speed up quickly once the pacer pulls out of the way here shortly. Got a strong finisher right on his wheel though, with Eric Waterman set to try to take this thing home, as well as Vincent in the back of the lineup here. All these riders will be still going for points. It's 7, 5, and 3 for the Carnival in order, depending how they finish this thing. There's your bell, 1 to go. Oh, Vincent making the attack before Waterman gets up to speed. So Vincent will attack at the bell as he comes across the finish line. Bit of a gap here, about a bike's distance between him and the pursuing Waterman, although Waterman does enough to get back into that wheel, and as soon as he gets there, advantage to the second rider if he can keep this momentum, and it looks like he'll be able to do so. Waterman, again, finding the finish here in a sprint-like format. A good race for Waterman. Plays to his strengths nicely as he closes it down. It'll be Vincent and then Haldeman in their finish. Heat D in the warm-up circle coming onto the track next. They're followed by Heat C. In the ready area, also we should have Heat B, Gallagher, Tomko, Pratis, Douglas, and Arnoldi. Right behind the pacer is Peter Snowblin, 347 for Aerotech Racing. In the white for the Premier Racing team is Justin Captis, wearing bib number 368. In the gray, off-colored white with green, that's the Liquid Velo Racing team, being represented by Dave Chipchase. And finally, you've got the Jerry Baker Jr. rider, 399, David Magotson. He's got the white helmet with the black kit, currently at the back of this one, so that we got one junior in the group of 4. Aerotech Racing, Snowblin draws the front position. Three to go. As June comes to a close, we remind you July is a great month for the Velodrome. If you haven't, take a look at the calendar and see all the events that are going on. We've got fun race formats on either end of the month, where our auction winners have decided to make some different race formats happen for us and the fans here on the beginning and the end of the month, I should say. So kind of bookending July. And then right in the middle, we've got Derby Days. That second race week of the month is, of course, everybody's favorite local Carnival outdoor event in Redmond. We're partnering with them to make this one heck of a busy and beautiful Friday night of racing during Derby Days. And then the week after that, it's the Grand Prix, our international class racing that you will not want to miss. July is jam-packed with great racing action. Don't miss it. Stay tuned at velodrome.org/calendar in our socials for all the reminders. Bell's ringing now, 1 to go. Snowball down the lead of the lap still. He'll keep this tempo as Cactus is still second wheel. Chip Chase third in the lineup, starting to make some effort here. It's a good race for Magnuson if he can get on top of his effort here and try to start scooting around the right-hand side. He's finding a little bit of acceleration. Magnuson has great closing speed. Can he get around? It looks like he will be able to do so. Good race for the junior, and he's able to show what this looks like. Nice work for 399. Magnuson will find the 7 he needs. Cactus does enough work there at the last moment to pick up the 5 he was looking for. Snowblin comes across the line for 3 points. Heat C on track now with 5 riders. Still points to every rider. It goes 7, 5, 3, 2, and 1 in that order for the Carnival. So last place will still find some value moving forward. Heat B on deck. And our last heat should be in the ready area as well. Bowie, Herds, Wilson, Martinez, and Pyle will be set to start. And after that, we get into the winner's race. We'll go back to the open women category for the winner's race coming up after this. Next 3 heats have wrapped up here for the keirin. Seeing 3 to go, we've got James Campbell Harris for Airtech Racing has drawn position number 1. Kenny Williams, number 114 in the blue, in second spot. Nolan Adams for Dyna Racing is right there in the middle in the pink. You got his teammate right behind him in gray. That's Scott Grinsel, also of Dyna Racing with the black helmet on. And then at the back end with the beige disc wheel, we've got Will Fowler, one of the Jerry Baker Jr. riders, tucking in behind Scott. Our group seeing 2 to go. I have a difficult one calling this one. I think your rider at the front position would love to be somewhere else in there and would have good advantage if he wasn't at the lead spot. That'll be tricky for him, but he's going to continue to roll with this tempo. Again, I think this is almost anybody's race here. Nolan Adams trying to respond to Will Fowler's wheel now and try to hold on the acceleration from the junior, who's put himself up now into the middle of this group at 1 to go. Campbell Harris still finds himself leading this sprint out. Kenny Williams happy to be on that wheel as long as he can before he has to come out and around and lead this thing himself. As they come down the back straight, this is where you're going to see the rider in blue start to think about coming up and around. And so will the rider in pink, as Nolan Adams has been waiting to jump back from that 4th wheel position. He'll start to do so. It's getting a bit busy now. Grinsel also making a run at it himself. Nolan Adams, ooh, it'll be Adams. Dyna Racing takes it home. Adams and Grinsel go 7 and 5 points for the Carnival. Awfully close between Williams and Campbell Harris at the line. I think our rider in blue might have gotten 3rd across the line. My call unofficial. Heat B coming onto the track now. 2 heats remain. Your final heat on deck coming up shortly. There's another Center Cycles rider. Tomko, number 113 in the blue with the black helmet, is drawn position number 1. Behind him, Carl Pratis had the mechanical. We didn't get to see him at the warm-up scratch earlier today, but here he is in his keirin. Sort of one of his specialties while he was here as a junior, fashioned as a fast finisher and a strong rider in these shorter races. Someone to watch here. Also the rider right behind him, another fast sprinter. In fact, many of these riders, I would say, including Tomko, known for their top speed effort, their ability to compete in something like the keirin. So a lot of speedsters here in this group for the shorter distance race. The Power Ranger right in the middle, number 391. Great in this kind of race. I know Tyler Arnoldi's here will show us some good stuff today. He wasn't able to make it out for Friday, but he's looking good today on the Saturday. And then another one of our speedsters from the junior team has had a great season so far. Merrick Gallagher rounds out the group at the back end with the red helmet. Potentially a very competitive group here. Seeing Tomko with a lot of surprising and powerful victories in match sprints and in keirins at Fred's races for many years, our local championships. He finds himself at the lead position, so sort of a regional champ himself up against some very speedy riders behind him. Will Tomko continue on the effort? It looks like he'll maintain. He's still at about 75% though. He's not driving it too hard. He's keeping the tempo, but not trying to use too much energy just yet. Seeing one to go. He'll backpedal just a hair. He's a little off. He's waiting for something. He doesn't want to surrender the front position at one to go. Douglas is starting to push forward a little bit. Carl Paredes now trying to get up and out of the saddle a little bit with a little bit of acceleration. Merrick Gallagher trying to reset himself a little bit now. The youngsters are coming up to the front. It's Paredes leading things out. Gallagher with a big jump from the back. The junior with great acceleration from the back half of the field, trying to take this one home. Paredes had it. Now it's back to Gallagher. Gallagher looking good here. Will cruise in for the finish. Paredes and Tomko. And now on the track, your last heat for this Keirin event. Nick Martinez, number 122, couldn't quite make it in the wheel race thanks to a mechanical. He's back here for the Keirin, waiting for the coefficient of speed in the blue with that black helmet. Right behind him is John Bowie, the yet undefeated, except for the wheel race, I'll say that. The handicap race did get him just by a position. He couldn't get any points in that race, gosh darn it. That's still an impressive campaign he's having for the Carnival. That's bib number 124 in the green and purple. JC Pyle for the juniors draws the middle position there. The rider in the almost all black with the blue sleeve. Matty Hers, number 104, is the rider in the blue with the red accents there. The black helmet almost at the back. And then right behind him, Luke Wilson, 22 in the all blue for the Center Cycles team with the gray silver helmet. Rounds out our group of 5 at the top of the Carnival. These are the top 5 points getters up to this point. Bit of a shuffling of the leaders following that wheel race, giving some of the riders in the middle of that race an opportunity to move themselves up. Not surprised to see Wilson here, to see Bowie in this group. Martinez has had a good Friday night for sure, and has come back again here today. Wants to continue to race well. JC Pyle, I think, picking up some good value between his matchup or his 4-up sprints and the wheel race. Finds himself here at the top of the group. And of course, Matty Hers came into today second overall in the Carnival, so in a good position as well. Martinez knows that go, go, go is probably his best way to win this thing, or at least put up a good fight. So he's going to try to pull up some big speed coming out of turn 4. He's got a bit of a gap. Riders watching around each other quite a bit here. Bowie's looking over the right-hand shoulder. Nobody seems to want to ride underneath that red line. He'll take that space back again. Now Bowie's going to take a good run at it. His season's been all about speed at the Velodrome. His preparation has shown day after day, every single format and any kind of speed, he can dial it in. Bowie, once again, with great top speed here in the Keirin. Hers looking quick there for second across the line. Pyle holds on for third across the line. And then Wilson. Riders will exit on the back straight. That'll do it for the Keirin. The winner's race coming up here next to the rail is the open women riders can come on down. All right, this is a very interesting format. Riders have to win the sprints throughout this race to be able to stay in it for the final sprint. If you don't win a sprint in the middle of the race, you don't get to stick around for the last one. Once you win a sprint, it doesn't count after that. Even if you win another sprint, it goes to the rider behind you to be able to earn their spot into the final sprint. So this works like a 5x3 in terms of the way the bells will be rung. There's 5 sprints, and they're separated by 3 laps. You win the sprint on that lap. You don't get points. You get invited to continue to race at the end. You earn your spot by winning one of the intermediate sprints. If you win one, you know you're good to go, right? So let's say you pick up that second sprint. You don't have to do any more than that to be able to stick around to the end and sprint for top 4 positions. Interestingly enough, on the second to go, or the second sprint there from the end at what will be essentially 3 laps remaining, that's also where we're going to figure out 5th place, because the second rider across the line or the first rider who's not invited to stay around for the winner's sprint will actually get 5th place, which is worth 1 point in the Carnival. So kind of a crazy format here, but it's a fun one. You'll see how this works. Once we get past the first 4 sprints, there'll be 4 riders left. The winners of the previous sprints will stick around to sprint for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They'll get 7, 5, 3, and 2 for their Carnival. And our open women are going to show us how this one works. Whistle ring sounding for the beginning of the race, and listen for the bell ringing to let us know when we are sprinting for a position in this winner's race. Second across the line gets nothing in the winner's race. You've got to be up at the front. The only time that second place will get anything is if, let's say, one of our riders wins this first sprint and then they win one again later. Well, they don't get invited twice. It goes to the second rider instead. So we do have to kind of keep track of that. At the end of this all, you're going to see a tiny little field of 4 riders that remain are winners of the previous sprints, and they are the riders that'll be going to go for the top 4 spots. I'll try my best to announce the bib number and names of those 4 qualified riders as we get into that sprint. Everyone else will have to safely exit the track. It's also important to note that there's no neutral here, so at any point, someone who won a sprint can just go and continue to go. There's nothing telling them they have to stay with the field. There's no neutral reset. There's no stoppage of the race. It's not like I'm missing out where there's a pole lap situation and people slow down. It's go, go, go if you want. So riders can kind of race this any way they want to. At 13 to go, our first winner will be found on the next lap. So 1 rider gets a position next time around. Heather Nielsen wants to get it done early. She had a bit of a gap and she's at the front of the field. Not a bad attempt here for number 3. She's got 1 lap around the track to see if she can get this done, but the counterpunch is now coming down the back straight. Dorr and Williams. Only 1 rider will find their way into the winner's sprint at the end. Who will our winner be, Dorr or Williams? Dorr takes the lead spot. It's still Lucy Dorr on the lead. I think she's going to get her invite. 2:03, well and away, gets the call to be in the winner's circle. She has to stay in the race. So she knows she's still in it, and the official call does come through. So 203 is confirmed, and I'll put her down on my list. 203 is in the fun. We have 3 more riders to get into the winner's circle here. Dora will slow back up, as will Williams and the rest of the group, as they'll allow things to come back together again. Sprints come frequently. We'll get a bell next time around for the field. Next time around, the field gets the bell for the second sprint, and another opportunity to bring in somebody to that winner's circle. Again, it's Lucy Dorr, our only confirmed rider right now that'll stick around for the last sprint. Hesitation here from the group as they get set for the bell. 10 to go. 1 rider into the winners group next time around. Diebler's got a gap. She might as well. She'll come up and out of the saddle and try to pull this thing away a bit. The field not respecting it just yet. Now a bit of response from number 4. Gilchrist making a big jump. She had a great line and an invite to go forward. That brings with her a lineup behind her, though. Here comes Darlene, Scoville, and Williams again. Only 1 rider gets the winner's circle invite. Diebler's still in a good spot. This is a good competition for this one spot. Can Diebler hold on? Darlene's making a run at it. Darlene, Diebler, Darlene. I think might have gotten it unofficially. We'll get the call. 9 gets the call officially. Darlene, you're in. Dorer and Darlene in so far. Oh, Diebler's played the spoiler there by Darlene, just right at the line. Thought she was going to stay away there for a second. Good acceleration for the rider from Rice University. Number 9 makes it in to the final based on that sprint. We got 2 more to qualify here. Do remember that 5th place will be found out on the second to last sprint. So not this one, but the next one. The first rider across the line that's not invited to the final will be getting 5th place, which is worth 1 point in the Carnival. 8 to go. Bell next lap. If you're just walking to the park and checking out what's going on here today, this is a special edition of Saturday Night Racing going on here. We race every week on Friday nights, but this is the Carnival, one of our special weekend events, a 2 racing session event where riders have been competing since yesterday, earning points for the big finish today. You can check out more about our race programs and all the things we do here at the Velodrome at velodrome.org, home of everything to do with the Jerry Bake Memorial Velodrome. Again, that website, easy to remember, velodrome.org. 7 to go. Let's get another winner, shall we? Charlotte Westover leads this thing out, one of our junior riders, our under 18 competitors. Annette Williams on her wheel. Gilchrist, who tried to make something happen on this last sprint, sitting in 3rd spot now with the rider of the year behind her. They got to remember, just because they won a spot, they can't just give up on the field. If they lose position, that's position they've lost. Then they'll have to fight back when it's time to get the winning lap all sorted out. So here comes Scoville to pick up her invite. Number 1 clearing away. Scoville, Darlene, Dorer, your 3 so far. Annette Williams, I think this is a good move for her. Don't forget, if Williams just rolls away here and gets her invite, she could just keep going and just win it off of a solo break. So we got to be careful here. I think maybe Darlene's starting to figure that out right now, as is Dorer and Scoville. So there you go. There's your winners right now in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Those are our 3 invited riders. Here's Williams, not yet invited, coming across the line. She wants to win the next sprint. Number 11 does. She's got a nice gap here. If she can get the pickup on the next time around, which she should be able to, she just has to beat everybody who's not in that group of 3 to the line, which is not too hard for considering she's almost halfway up the track from these riders now. They're not looking too organized yet to go chase her down either. So here's how this is going to work. The field is going to be sprinting on the next sprint for 5th place and 1 point in the Carnival. So the field on the back half of the group right now, on the back half of the track, will be fighting for a point. Williams is trying to get her invite to the final. The group of 3 behind her is chasing her. Maybe not Scoville, though. She might be pulling out here. So Williams showing some great endurance here. Just pulling away from the rest of the riders to guarantee her spot. Sprinting for 5th place in the field. The field is sprinting for 5th place right now. If you are not Dorer, Darlene, Scoville, or soon to be Williams, you'll also be exiting after this sprint. The rider in the white helmet is the front of the race. That's Annette Williams coming onto the home straight now. She will get the invite for the final at 3 to go. There's your top 4. Williams stays in. The sprint for 5th, Edwards and Tomko. It'll be Edwards number 5. Should get 5th place overall and gets a point in the Carnival. Everybody else needs to exit the track if you're not Darlene, Scoville, Williams, or Dorer. Everyone else gets off the track here as you cross the finish line. Your top 4 stay on. I believe number 1 is exited, so we're left with just the 3 that are on the track. So out of our 4, who remains is, we got Darlene in the 3rd spot, right, number 9, Williams number 11 in the middle, and you got Dorer, Lucy Dorer in the black, now pulls up towards the rail. We got the food truck over here, folks. The beverage garden's pouring if you want to hang out and watch some more racing. We don't got a ton more to go. We've got 2 more winners races, and then we've got the big finishing points race to go before the Carnival's all wrapped up. Come join us for some more fun here in the Velodrome. Thanks for checking out our racing program today. Your winners right now are along the rail going over the Stanley sign back there on turn 3. Maybe Scoville feeling that getting 4th overall was okay by her. She took the exit instead of staying in on this one. Bell's ringing, 1 to go. This is for fighting for good points in the Carnival. 7 to the winner of this sprint. 5 to second place and 3 to third place, pardon me. Down the back straight, it looks like Williams might have spent a bit too much on that previous attack, ensuring her position. She's going to let the juniors fight this one out of the younger riders. I shouldn't say, as Kelly Darlene, I'm still getting used to, a collegiate competitor, just barely out of the junior program. Going head-to-head here, the young upstarter, Dorer, looking so strong here. She wants to win it. She'll find it. Lucy Dorer, 2:03, picks up the big 7. Kelly Darlene for 5. And Annette Williams will find 3. All right, with the wave and the smile, number 11, always putting on the show. Nice racing here for the open women. They'll make their exit. And next up is the Cat 4 men for their winner's race. We should be clear. Cat 4 men to the rail, please. Cat 4 men to the rail. Off go the Cat 4 men for their winner's race. They'll start them out turn 4 all together. Same rules apply. We're going to advance 4 riders only into the winner's circle. They'll qualify for the final sprint and the top 4 positions from the intermediate sprints. All the riders will exit after the 4th sprint is completed. On that 4th sprint, we will also score the 5th place rider. So the first rider across the line that's not invited into the final finds 5th place and a single point in the Carnival. Up next, the Cat 1, 2, 3 men, our largest and fastest group here today, will be competing in the same one, so stick around for some more fun. And after that, we come right back into the final for the Carnival, the points race. Whistle sounded, racing underway, 15 to go. First bell is at 13 remaining. Mike Westover takes the early lap here. The rider in black with the red and blue takes the lead on the opening lap. The purpose of these Carnival points is to give you as good of a start as you can get in the final points race. Much like the International Omnium, if you've ever watched that kind of competition, riders compete across several events, and every event they do well in, they carry those points forward. They start their final points race with more points, which just means you're closer to a victory for all the work you've done both today and last night. Ayangola's taken over the front number 409. Both Westover and Gola are really trying to put on a bit of an effort here, making the early laps very difficult for our Cat 4 men. Gola pulls up and allows Westover to continue on his efforts, and the rest of the field scrambling their way up here to close this one down. Yeah. Yep. Bell's ringing for your first winner. See a couple of you on the live stream enjoying the show. Thank you for tuning in. See a couple of you commenting as well. Thanks for being a part of the production here today, here on YouTube. The bell's ringing for our very first winner for the winner's race. Currently, Justin Pryor has the lead spot. He's got to win one of these 4 intermediate sprints. Keegan Fairbanks has been looking very speedy here this weekend. Let's get another one for number 444. Yeah, there's not one even challenging the kid here. He's like, you go get that one. That's yours. Yeah. With a little bit of toot across the line, too. I love it. Fairbanks makes quick work of that one. He's in the winner's circle, and you can join back in on the effort. Stay with the lead. Group of 4, make it 5, as now your overall leader in the Carnival. Sherfrey makes his way up. The rider with that dark green colored jersey and the black helmet has the most number of points in this field for the Carnival. Scoots his way up to the front, making a group of 5 and a break from the chasing 3 riders now, pardon me. 11 to go. Want to know more about how to do this racing thing we're doing here today? You too can learn how to ride a track bike. These fixed gear bikes, no brakes, no shifters, one gear the whole time, direct drive system. It's a great riding experience, different than what you get from your road biking experience. You want to check it out yourself, head to velodrome.org under the education tab. You can sign up for a try the track class. 1 hour, $10 for the adults, free for the kids. It includes the rental bike with your sign up. We'll get you fitted and all ready to go. Bell's ringing for our second sprint now. It's Sherfrey right alongside of Westover. Number 444, your only rider so far in the race for the final. So Fairbanks doesn't have to do any more work here, just trying to hold on to the tempo of the lead group. Here goes Kevin Ulrich now, the rider in all blue for Gene Johnson Cycling, wants to find his invite. Ulrich taking the lead spot down the home straight. Sherfrey wants to get it now, though. It'll be Sherfrey on the second line, smiling as he comes in for his invite to the final. Fairbanks and Sherfrey currently the invites. Everyone else looking for their spot. Eight to go. Justin Pryor for Keller Roebuck Racing doesn't have a spot yet. He's being followed by a rider who's already in the finals, so doesn't have to really worry about that rider. In fact, they could get him at the line, and it doesn't really matter. The first rider not invited to the finals that crosses the line will get the invite. You got to get your qualifying lap in somewhere, and it looks like Pryor's just going to try to make this thing a bit more of an endurance race now. I think their road license for Pryor's got a Cat 2 or maybe a Cat 1 even on there, so plenty of endurance for number 448. He knows how to ride distance, trying to put it together here on the track as a new rider in our community, and this is a good opportunity for him to just kind of set some tempo. These riders have had a long weekend. Difficult Friday night, now followed by getting back up and coming out to the Velodrome again on a Saturday. Pryor is absolutely guaranteed this spot, I think, right now, as the rider right behind him shouldn't even try to challenge for the lead spot. He's already got his invite, so it'll be Pryor coming around this time for his. At 6 to go, Pryor, Sherfrey, and Fairbanks are in the final. The next closest rider to the front is Michael Westover, who is in between turns 1 and 2. The rider in black, red, and blue. Behind them is Fairbanks, who's in the final, but he can't let those leaders go. He's going to have to give up any opportunity to fight for top positions, unfortunately. It's a good move by Pryor, really, to thin this field down. He knows this is a good way to win this race at this point. You see Westover picking up some of the riders that have been lapped currently. They're finding his wheel. So it looks like we've got a bit of a field, but those 3 riders there getting found as they get overtaken on the lap. 5 to go. Bell next time for our last invite and the sprint for 5th. Which, funny enough, I actually think the sprint for 5th is going to be the riders on Westover's wheel right now. Though down a lap, they are the next closest riders to the front that will not be invited to the final, as Fairbanks off the back of the leaders or is already in the final. Eligible for top 4 spots. Bell's ringing. These 2 are already in. They're just going to keep cruising. Bell's ringing. Gilchrist, Gola, and Pham sprinting for 5th right now, I believe, for 1 point in the Carnival. Unless Westover somehow goes down a lap right now miraculously and doesn't get the invite, Westover, number 401, should be the rider getting into the final at this stage. Gola coming around the corner should be getting the single point for the Carnival. Ion picking it up number 409, and here's Westover coming across the line. 401 gets his invite for the final. Everyone else is going to exit if you are not. Westover, Pryor, Fairbanks, or Sherfree. Everybody else gets off the track now. Everyone else gets off the track unless you are Fairbanks, Pryor, Sherfree, or Westover. 4 riders left, and they are all over the field here. You can basically see the finishing order. It's going to be Pryor versus Sherfree here for first and second. Here they are coming at 2 to go. Behind them on the home straight is Mike Westover, who's just now coming on. And across the line, and then who will likely end up in 4th overall, our junior, Keegan Fairbanks, the winner of the very first sprint, just now coming onto the home straight himself. So kind of spread out all over the place here. Remember, seeing 2 to go. Keegan getting some love here for a long and difficult ride for him. A great sprint to earn his place. Our leaders on the home straight getting the 1 to go. Sherfree versus Pryor. 427, your leader in the Carnival so far. Trailed by the rider who came into today with 2nd overall. They sit at the blue line. That was Westover just a second ago getting the bell, 401. Down the back straight, it's still Sherfree and Pryor kind of sitting a little high, waiting to close this thing down. It looks like Sherfree now is going to try to accelerate himself sort of sneakily in camouflage up to speed. He takes the sprinter's lane. Pryor tries to run at the rear wheel. Might try to get him here. Coming around the outside onto the home straight. Sherfree and Pryor. Whoa, Pryor making it a good sprint. Whoa, Sherfree does have enough though. He'll take one again. He'll find 7 for the Carnival. 5 goes for Pryor. Here comes Westover finishing up his race. Holding on to the lead lap, and it's all about a position endurance for him. That'll work out in his favor. He finds 3 in the Carnival. And we'll also make some noise for our junior rider, riding a long solo race here after qualifying way back at the beginning of the race. Fairbanks will find 2 more points in the Carnival for their finishing spot here. Here comes your Cat 1, 2, 3 men to the rail for the winner's race. I think by now we know how this one works. We'll have some fun here with our big group, our Cat 1, 2, 3 men now to the rail for the winner's race. Winner's race once again in the neutral. Got to start out turn 4, a 5x3 format. Win 1, you're in for the final. Our second to last sprint will determine our last competitor in the final, as well as 5th place, worth 1 point in the Carnival competition. After this, the finale, the final of the Carnival comes together in the points race. Our first group up will be the Open Women in their 4x4 format. They're followed by the Cat 4 men in a 4x4 points race, and then we close it out today. The Cat 1, 2, 3s, the riders currently in neutral, will come back again for their 4x5 20-lap finish to the Carnival. Our riders now in the neutral, going to start out turn 4. It looks like they're mostly together, and we can get this last winner's race underway. All right, the sound of the whistle means racing is going down once again. Speaking of Carnival, don't forget, coming to town again, everybody's favorite outdoor activity in Redmond. It's Derby Days just around the corner, and we're partnering with the city of Redmond and Derby Days to make Friday night racing extra special on the week of Derby Days. We're going to be bussing people out here in droves to make this one heck of a great evening scene. We're going to be putting on some premier racing, an invitational match sprint. And our fastest racers from the region are going to be coming together for a really good show. You're going to want to make sure to mark your calendar and make your way to the Velodrome for what should be one of our funnest nights of racing of the season. And the very next week, it's almost like a warm-up for the Vision Grand Prix. $10,000 cash purse, thousands of dollars of merchandise, and our partnership with Vision FSA makes it a fast and furious weekend of racing. Best racing you'll see in the Pacific Northwest, I guarantee it. Hot shots from across the country and even outside of the United States will fly in to Redmond to compete for the Vision Grand Prix. That's July 21st. That's that third week in July of racing coming at you here in no time at all. Don't forget to mark your calendars. Head to velodrome.org/calendar for all of our events. And I couldn't get that all in before the bell's ringing for this first sprint because Nick Martinez is already up to speed. Will Fowler's on his wheel. Here comes Bowie, Wilson, and Hers also. Is Bowie just going to try and get the invite on this very first one? He might just do so. About 6 wheels back, he says, it don't matter. I'll just come up and get it now, too. Bowie will get it in. He says, get on the wheel, get on the wheel. He's making the mark. He says, come on, guys, let's roll. The way this race works, if they get away from the field, you could just get a breakaway. They get all their invites, and those guys will win. So Bowie trying to make the invite there. Not sure he got anyone to bite, though, on the bait. One rider in, John Bowie. Everybody else looking for their invite, 11 to go. Hers and Wilson came in today tied for second. They're the next two riders right next to Bowie, rider 124 in the green and purple. He's your leader in the Carnival. The riders on either side of him came in here today second overall with 10 points apiece. They've earned more since then. Haven't checked the standings in a while, but I know that they are near the top of the points, and they're going to want to get their invite here soon if they can find it. Bowie now moves up to the front, trying to keep it quick off of the rest of this field. They're hearing the bell for the second invite. Second spot up. Next time around, bell's ringing. Hers, number 104, in a good position to try to contend for this one. Although Hers giving a bit of a lead out for both Grinsel and Wilson, who have the opportunity here to maybe come around him on the back straight. Bowie will move to the back and save his efforts for later tonight. No reason to try to sprint here. Hers says, come on, challenge me, come on. I might just be able to pick it up now. He comes out of the sprint lane just for a second. No, he'll stay down. Hers trying to find his invite. The breakaway, each going to take their turns here. Here comes Hers, 104. He's in. Not seeing any reason not to invite Matty Hers, coefficient of speed, 104. Luke Wilson is still up in that lead group of 4 riders. Scott Grinsel for Dyna Racing also up there. Neither of them have found their invite just yet, so they're going to try to stay away maybe a bit longer if they can, although both Bowie and Hers don't have a lot of motivation to do so anymore, as Nolan Adams for the Dyna Racing team has really made the gap vanish. With a good effort for the rider in pink, he brings things back together again at 8 to go, making this anybody's opportunity now to get in on the final. Bowie and Hers both already in, but they're still going to make it fast. So you want to race us, you got to work hard. They know that if they pull away from this field, even if you win the sprint, you got to go catch them. So this is a good move for these two. They can still set themselves up in such a way where third and fourth are just way behind them. 7 to go. These two are already in. Here comes the field now. They're going to be looking to send one more to the final with Carl Pratis in the yellow and blue, leading things out right, number 142. He pulls up and out of the way. Will Fowler takes over lead spot. Justin Captis next near the front, but here comes another attack. The second line will take over. It's going to be Williams bringing with him Magidson. They're going to close down this gap quickly. Magidson maybe wants to make his way in. Whoa, having to move up pretty high track as we got a little bit of rotation from the leaders. They're not going to sprint right now. They don't need to. Magidson had the wheel, and he'll do enough to get it. I think I'm good to say 399 is in agreement as the winner of that one. One more sprint to determine another finalist, as Williams and Magidson are just rolling away now. They want to try to pull this race forward. The group of 3 between them and the field is kind of in no man's land right now. We've got 2 riders off the front at 5 to go. It's Magidson and Williams doing the endurance effort now. This is looking pretty impressive between these two. They're dropping the field quickly at 5 to go. Snoblin is the next closest rider. He's the rider for Airtech Racing, now starting to catch the riders in no man's land, so they're going to go down a lap, I believe, here as we hit the back straight. Snoblin scrambling pretty quickly. He brings with him Bowie, who's already in on the final. Snoblin not yet there. This will be the bell, and the field behind him will be sprinting for 5th place on this lap. 4 to go. Williams wants to get his invite. He's still off the front. Bowie, Hers, the next closest rider for 5th place right now is the rider in red for the Jerry Baker Juniors. Gallagher could maybe try to do some real big work here and go grab this final invite. Nolan Adams is trying to get there too. Williams could get caught here. Oh, it's going to go 1-2 on this lap. Williams trying to accelerate a little bit here. Here comes the speed from Adams and Gallagher. Adams and Gallagher. Adams will get it, I believe. I'll look for the official call. It's either Adams or Gallagher. Adams gets it. Gallagher gets 5th. He'll exit. He gets 1 point for the sprint. Adams is still in. Magidson, Bowie, Hers, and Adams. Your final 4. Everyone else will exit. Everyone else will exit the track safely at this time. Confirming Matty Hers, Nolan Adams, John Bowie, David Magidson, the only 4 to stay on the track. They have 3 to go, seeing 2 now. And they do gather up here for us on the home stretch, so that's nice of them to create our little field of 4. Nolan Adams doing just enough work there to catch along with that effort there a couple laps back. You saw that 2 riders going for the line. Second across, still gets the point in the Carnival, but does not get to stick around for the sprint for top 4 spots. You do have a junior in there, Magidson, making a really nice move when he saw Kenny Williams trying to be sneaky, but he had a kid on his wheel the whole time, and he got bit at the line by the youngster 399 who's in this group now. We also got Matty Hers, our overall strong rider, who's been doing a really nice job here through Friday and now Saturday. He makes it in for the coefficient of speed 104 in the blue. And, of course, your rider of the year, John Bowie, the one who should not be denied. The speedster for the Waterline Racing Team and the rider of the year at the front of the field, number 124, gets the bell first. Everybody's watching John's wheel saying, all right, man, you're in charge. You have been so far all weekend. Let's see what you got. Hers is just trying to grab onto that thing. He's trying to get super glue between him and that back wheel if he can, as the acceleration down the hill will come. He's trying to grab onto that thing as hard as he can. Down to the sprinter's lane we go. Hers is trying to utilize as much of that slipstream as he can, but Bowie, again, so strong. He's got the shortest way around the track. Magidson says, goodbye, good day. Here comes Bowie and Hers. Bowie trying to close down this winner's race. Bowie, Hers, and Adams will find the top points in this one. And the junior says, all right, I'll get some value out of this one too. And that'll do it, folks. Those 4 will exit on the back straight. The winner's race all wrapped up. Coming up to the track now, you've got your open women competitors for the points race. And since it's not an international Omnium, I don't have to do that awkward thing where I call you up one at a time. Okay, well, you guys are already here, so. You going back? Okay, you go back. It's Amara's fault. All right, give me a moment. I'm going to pull up the points, and I'll start calling our riders up. All right, in the top of your Omnium coming into the final race with their points totals announced in order. Number 1, Danny Scoville with 28 points. Number 11 in second place with 25, Annette Williams. In third place with 22 points, number 203, Lucy Dorr. In fourth place with 20 points, number 9, Kelly Darlene. In fifth place with 13 points, number 5, Amara Edwards. In sixth place with 12 points, Lucy Gilchrist, number 4, and Christine Diebler, number 205. With 10 points, Ruth Tomko, number 222. With 8 points, Bella Mejia. 7 points, Leah Holslander. 7 points, Heather Nielsen. 7 points, Charlotte Westover. 5 points, Emily Alexander. 5 points, Aaron Bailey. And 3 points, Melissa Jones. They're not all here today. I'm just reading the order. All right, here we go. Called up in that order. All riders now for the points race should be lined up for their start. On deck, Cat 4 men. All right, stick around for the fun, folks. It's the finale of the Carnival. Our rider is now getting to finally actually have a winner here in our Carnival event. 2 days worth of racing comes together in this final, starting here in just a moment. They're in the neutral, so the official start will come out of turn 4 if they're all together. Your leader coming into this thing, no surprise, the rider of the year, the speedster herself, Danny Scoville, has 28 points before the points race even starts. Right now, the riders are going to be competing for more points in the race, a normal points race format. This is a 4x4, so every 4 laps there'll be a sprint. There's 4 laps in total for a total of 16 laps. On the sprint laps, the first 4 riders get points in order: 5, 3, 2, and 1. 5 to the leader, 3 to second, 2 to third, and 1 to fourth. The rider with the most number of points at the end is the winner, not of the points race, but of the whole carnival. See if we get the start here. It looks like we're set to go. Racing underway. Our final race for the carnival. 16 to go for the open women. Make some noise, folks. Come on, pick out your favorite. Cheer them on around the velodrome. Let's have some fun. One more race here today for the open women. Again, the rider with the biggest start here is wearing bib number 1. She has already earned 28 points from doing so well between last night and today. Annette Williams, number 11, comes into the race only trailing by 3. So the race for the top still wide open. Lucy Dorr only 3 points off of that with 22. And 20 points to Kelly Darlene. So the top is pretty stacked. Only 8 points separating the top 4 riders as we start this competition here. Riding together here for a few laps, no surprise, the early going. It's been a long weekend, and this is a decent length race. Lots of effort going to be coming out of our competitors here shortly, as we got plenty more sprinting to sort this thing out. All right, here we go. It's the first opportunity to pick up more points coming up here. The bell's ringing for our first sprint of 4. Darlene, your rider, currently in 4th place overall at the lead of the sprint. I keep calling her the upstart. She's such a surprise this season. Lucy Dorr is showing incredible strength and ability just on the bike. A naturally strong rider. She comes in this season. She's 3rd overall, and she jumps right to the front. She's hungry for more, folks. This is a very impressive run for this youngster. Again, not very long in her career. She's only been doing this for a very short amount of time and just continues to improve every week. Dorr for 5 on this first sprint. Darlene for 3. Williams for 2. And Gilchrist gets 1 more. So your leader, currently back in the field behind the lead group, will be able to catch back up here. We won't have a new leader just yet, as Scoville should not have lost the lead after that sprint. She should still have a 1-point lead on Williams. Omni results up to now for each group have been posted to the live folder. So if Cat 4 Men or the Cat 123s want to check the current standings, you can do so at the live folder at velodrome.org/live. Click the button there at the top. You can take a look at where we are coming into the points race if you'd like. We'll get our points updates here shortly as we plug in things live throughout the event here. Looks like Diebler and Nielsen dancing off the front of the field right now a little bit. They pull up to the rail, though, allowing this thing to come back together behind them. Nielsen says, no way, just faking you out. Nielsen will dive back down again. This is well ahead of the bell, trying to make a nice early effort. Not a bad move here for number 3 at 10 to go. Still Nielsen on the attack, trying to pick up a big 5 points here. Nice move for number 3, getting the bell. Points next time around, 5 points likely for number 3. Should be already in the back pocket for a speedster from Center Cycles. Bell's ringing for the rest of the field, too. They're currently sprinting for 3 points as Charlotte Westover at over 2:01, another one of our under 18 competitors for the Jerry Baker Jr. team, finds themselves at the front, and that orange bike stands out nicely for all of us here. We can always see where Charlotte is in the field. Takes that lead spot. The sprint coming now from the rest of the group as they'll try to overtake her. Nielsen still completely in charge of the 5 points. She'll be able to pick that up, no problem. We're now looking to see who's going to find 3, 2, and 1 out of the group. Oh, look at the far outside edge. Here comes your leader. Number 1 for 3, number 11 for 2, and number 9 for 1. That's what I got there. Before that sprint, it was very tight at the top. Scoville had a 1-point lead over both Williams and Dorr, who are tied for second at 27 apiece. So after this sprint, things are going to get really interesting here very quickly. Nielsen not in the top 5 coming into this race, but she finds 5 there and maybe 5 more. She's going to start chipping away at this lead, and they're letting her roll with this right now. Captus on the infield saying, you got this. Keep rolling, keep rolling. Don't you go nowhere. The field giving her a lot of space at this moment. If she can at least get 5 more, that's a great value for her effort. Seeing 7 to go. Your leader now, Scoville, with 31 points after 2 sprints. Annette Williams has 29, sitting in second. Dorr in third with 27, still in third place after a couple sprints. But, man, this is good action here at the top. Darlene's still in fourth after 2 sprints. She's got 24 points. Everyone else is in pretty similar standings, except for Nielsen, of course, with 12 now. Moves her up into what looks to be about 7th place overall, although in a tie. 6 to go. Nielsen still has a nice gap. She'll get the bell next time around. Dorr now trying to pop off the front of this field, number 203. She thought she might have some help. She does not. She swung up, getting some hope for reinforcements. There's nothing to reinforce Dorr at this stage in the race. Your leader in position, Nielsen, on the home straight. Will get the bell, trying to get 5 more. Dorr coming to the line now, also hearing the bell. And here comes the rest of the field just now with number 1 leading the way. Your overall leader in the race for the Carnival is bib number 1, the rider in the green and the purple in that group of 5. Dorr trying to make the catch on the back straight, will be able to do so, as it'll be Dorr probably overtaking for the 5 here shortly. Nielsen still in the lead, though. Maybe Dorr is happy, kind of resting for just a moment after that big catch. But look at the move here from the field. This gap for the leaders has closed down pretty big. Here comes Rice University on the home straight. Nielsen going to find the 5. Dorr going to take 3. 2 for Darlene and 1 for race leader number 1. Giving 32 points, to bib number 1. Still should be good for the lead. Lucy Dorr getting awfully close, though. She'll be at 30 points after that. Darlene also continuing to get a bit closer, but right now it's going to be becoming a really good picture here between Dorr, Williams, and Scoville. Williams is still up there. It's only 3 points, I believe, now separating our leaders overall. Really an exciting race here for the top of the Carnival between Scoville, Dorr, and Williams. Nielsen doing some nice work there to get some points for herself. Manages to move several positions up in the finishing order. She's now in a tie. Pardon me, she is alone in 5th place with 17 points. Darlene with 25, Williams with 29, Dorr with 30, Scoville 32. Again, only 3 points in the top positions now, 29, 30, and 32 to the top 3 riders. Your next closest is 25 to Kelly Darlene. Falls off pretty significantly there, 17 back to Nielsen, and then 13 to Edwards and Gilchrist. They will be seeing 2 to go, the final sprint worth double. The race is not done yet. The race for the finish at the top of the Carnival, still close, still very good here. 2 to go. Westover leads the field when she pulls up to the blue line. There's Darlene, number 9, down the sprinter's lane, looking very comfortable, still has more to give here at the end of this race. Correction to Darlene's points total has been updated by 1 point. She has 26, not 25. Mild editorial there for the totals. Coming into the bell lap. It's our final lap of competition here for the open women category. 1 to go. 1 to go. The race leader third in the lineup right now. The rider in third place overall at the front. The rider in second in the second wheel. They're in inverse order of their Carnival standings. This is a very good look for number 1. She loves where she is right now. Darlene maybe not so much, so she's going to try to change things up. The rider in blue now trying to move up. She's leaving a lot of room for underneath her, though. Continuing to pinch riders down. Ooh, Williams says, "Nut me out, darn it." Here comes Williams trying to win this thing. If she can get this sprint, that should be enough. Number 1's trying to come at her, but Williams wants to close it down. Can she get the final 10? Ooh, Williams will get it. That'll be enough to win the Carnival. Number 11. Annette Williams, I believe, unofficially picking up the final 10, will overtake the victory by a single point. Maybe 2. Nicely done for Center Cycles. And, of course, our riders from Jerry Baker Jr.'s, 2 of them, take the top 3 spots. Second place, I believe, will go to Scoville. Third overall to Lucy Dorer, if my count is correct. Good racing there for the open women throughout the weekend. Congratulations to our top 3. Not even our top 5, I suppose. All of our riders deserve some congratulations. Are we ready for our next group? I believe we are. Cat 4 men to the rail. Oh, I got to call them up. That's right. I'm not used to thinking of this right here. They are set and ready, and I'm going to bring them up here in just a moment. Cat 4 men. We've had a long weekend of racing. No surprise, he's been winning a lot of races so far this weekend. Your leader so far with 35 points, number 427, Josh Sherfree. In second with 23 points, number 448, Justin Pryor. In third place with 17 points, number 444, Keegan Fairbanks. In fourth place with 14 points, number 402, Kevin Ulrich. And 3 riders with 13 points apiece, Daniel Pham, Iangola, Michael Westover. With 10, Tom Herrick. With 7, Ryan Doan. With 7, David Gilchrist. With 3, Michael Mager. They're not here. All done. All riders to the rail, please. Cat 4 is for your final points race. The conclusion of the Carnival for the Cat 4 men on the rail. It's already a 12-point advantage for number 427 over the next closest rider. So that's more than the final sprint's worth. He could send out an entire last lap sprint and still have already earned that advantage for number 427. It's gonna be a tall order for anybody to catch up. Justin Pryor is the next closest. That's the Keller Rohrbach racer number 448. It's back the rider who's trailing by 12 behind Sherfree at the moment. Keegan Fairbanks, one of the Jerry Baker Jr.'s, currently comes into the race in third with 17 overall. Going to be trying to hold on to that position against Kevin Ulrich and Dan Pham, Iangola, Mike Westover are all really quite close for third overall. So the race for third, very close as we come into this one. I think first and second have shown their cards throughout the weekend already, and it should be no surprise to see those 2 end up at the top. With the whistle, racing is underway, and Pryor will get this thing going right from the get-go. Number 448, the rider's second place overall, needs to dial in maybe a slightly different type of effort here, and he gets it going. Open Women Omnium results have been published on the live folder. You can check and confirm results there. Open Women Omnium results posted to the live folder. $15 to go, and our first bell at 13 laps remaining. 14 remain, and here's Westover now in the lead of the lap. Might be our smallest group today, but especially last night, I found this group to be some of the most fun competition we had throughout. Some really great racing. Been enjoying the sprint efforts from these riders. It's been good riding throughout the weekend. Just lost a few between Friday night to today, so smaller size. But the race for third, I think, here is going to be where the competition should be fun to follow. The points to the leaders, as I mentioned earlier, is a pretty big fall off from first to second, and then again from second to the rest of the group. There's your rider in second overall, now trying to ride from the rail, 13 to go. Sherfy was watching from the front. There's your two top points getters so far off the front of the field. Our big group, the Cat 123s, likely will be here pretty quick. They're going to be our largest and fastest group of the night, are up for our final race after this. So stick around for one more fun race here tonight, and they will be our final conclusion for this Carnival event. Here comes your first sprint for points. Sherfy trying to get the first 5. He'll find it. Pryor for 3, 2 for Fairbanks, and 1 for Westover. This is looking pretty familiar to our winners race right now in the way these riders are coming across the line. Again, I think first and second have already pretty well established themselves, and if they keep racing like this, our finishing order may already be determined. Kevin Ulrich, though, number 402, off the pace of the leaders. He came in here a point ahead of Westover, but now after that sprint, he'll find himself in a tie for 4th place. Fairbanks getting 3rd in the sprint will hold on to 3rd place. That's number 444. 448, the rider in the black with the kind of the yellow accent helmet there and the white bike. Got second across the line, was second in the standings, remains second after that. And of course, your leader, 427 in the dark green, wins the sprint, will hold on to the lead spot. Leader seeing 10 to go. Your group of 4 breaking away from the rest of the riders now. Little communication in the back group as the chase trying to get themselves organized. Make this one as fast as they can. Your leaders also looking pretty organized here, taking their turns, keeping it pretty quick. Might as well narrow this down just to the 4 of them. Westover, by making this break, has guaranteed he's in a good spot to hold on to 4th overall, maybe compete for 3rd even. Bell's ringing, 9 to go. There's just not enough points in this points race, I think, for anybody to take over 1st or 2nd at this point. Especially with those 2 being in this lead group. They're all guaranteed points at this stage. It's just in how many which each rider is going to get. Fairbanks making a good run at it here again as Sherfy will take the lead spot, but as they hit the corner, the junior looking like they want to go get the 5 here. Might as well. Fairbanks, great acceleration, will find the 5. 3 for Sherfy, 2 for Pryor, 1 for Westover. Despite getting 5, Fairbanks will not change his position just yet, but that's a nice bite into the heel of Justin Pryor. Here comes your chase group seeing 8 to go. We'll get our points totals here shortly as we'll get that last sprint in, but your leader should remain the leader. They found 3 there. Again, pretty far away from the rest of this group. Fairbanks making slight bit of gains there on Justin Pryor, the rider in 2nd overall. Puts himself closer than I thought, actually, with that sprint. So let's see here. We have our leader, Sherfy, with 43. 28 to the rider in 2nd, Justin Pryor. It's 4 points back to Keirin Fairbanks now with 24 points in 3rd. Westover, after getting 2 sprints for 1 point each, has crawled his way into 4th place with 15 overall. He has overtaken Ulrich, the former 4th place rider, by a single point, but that'll continue to improve over the next 2 sprints. 6 to go. Your lead group continues to clock it along nicely here. There's Westover, the rider in 4th overall, pulls up and out of the way. When riders work cooperative like this is what they do. They take half-lap pulls, and once they're done with their effort, they pull up to the right. It's the most work to be at the front, and it's significantly less to be behind somebody else. If you've ever been on a group ride, you know what we're talking about, that group effort that you get when you're behind somebody else. You spend a lot less effort cutting the wind when you've got someone else doing it for you. So right now this lead group sort of doing that. A little bit of a quick abandonment there by Pryor, as I'm talking about them sort of staying in the pace line as they get ready for the sprint. They're being a bit more selfish. Time to think about positioning at 5 to go. Fairbanks no longer has the wheel to lead him out, so now he's got the tough spot of leading the sprint. He found the victory on the last one. I don't think Pryor wants to give him another one of those. He wants to make sure second place or better is his. Sherfy will just make the run at it from the top of the group. He takes the lead spot coming into turn 3. Pryor, nice move for him along the blue line. Fairbanks should not have much opportunity here, but he's going to try and get in the middle if he can get it. Pryor picks up 5 this time. Sherfy 3, Fairbanks for 2, and Westover once again for 1. He'll continue to build on his lead against the rest of the field, holding on to 4th. Fairbanks won't get enough to swap positions there, as he did not find the win on the sprint that time. So our order will remain the same. Though Pryor winning the sprint that time, we'll find 5 more. Important for him as he's trying to make sure that Fairbanks does not surprise him at the end and get second place overall. Seeing 3 to go. Up, coming in 3 short laps, the Cat 1-2-3s in our final race of the Carnival. Stick around. We're almost there. Come on in to the beverage garden. The shawarma truck's still here serving pita and delicious rice bowls. If you didn't bring food for the evening, we got you covered. And if you're at home on YouTube, sorry, we cannot help you with those problems. Need to get a DoorDash sponsorship going. Actually sounds pretty hip. Seeing 2 to go now on the home straight, your leaders. Next time around, we'll get the bell for the 1 to go mark. The rider in 4th place overall pulling up to the right. Your leader now takes the lead spot down the sprinters lane 427. Your points totals are as such. The leader of 427 is 46. In second place, 33 to Justin Pryor, 26 to the third place rider, Keirin Fairbanks, and your 4th place rider, number 401, Mike Westover, has 16. Everyone else is out of the points, and their order should not matter too much. One interesting little mini story here is Dan Pham and Iangola have the same number of points, so their finishing order will break their tie on the final sprint. It's 1 to go, the final lap here for the Cat 4 men. It may already be sort of spelled out for us, so at this point we're kind of just enjoying this final lap here together with the riders. There's not many ways this could change. We'll see, though, on this last sprint if there's anything that might be of interest, as Fairbanks making a good run at it here for the final 10. He brings Josh Sherfry with him. I think Josh saw the kid trying to line this up from the back, so he said, I'll grab your wheel and let's go, kid. Fairbanks and Sherfry to close this thing out, trying to go for the 10 and the 6. Here comes the junior around the corner. Sherfry on the second line will take it. Fairbanks with a great race this weekend. Pryor will find 4 points. Westover finds 2 more. And there's your top 4. Sherfry, Pryor, Fairbanks, and Westover will be at the top of the podium here for the Carnival. And Kevin Ulrich coming out of the group here. Still holds on to 5th overall, I believe. Iangola will break the tie, coming in 6th overall as he comes across the line. And that'll be the end of it for our Cat 4 men. Great racing here this weekend. Stand by, Cat 1-2-3s, to call up to the rail in the order you have for the Omnium. Our last race of the evening, just about ready to start. The Cat 1-2-3s in the points race. And here you have it, folks. Your last race of the night. The starters coming to the line in order based on the points they have in the Carnival. Your leader with 36 points, bib number 124, John Bowie. In second place with 20 points, bib number 104, Matty Hers. In third place, bib number 111 with 16 points, Nolan Adams. With 15 points, for fourth place, number 344, Merrick Gallagher. And 3 riders with 12 points apiece, currently tied for 5th, Luke Wilson, Carl Pratis, David Magidson. With 11 points, JC Pyle, 10 points for Nick Martinez, 10 points for Daniel Tomko, 10 points for Scott Grinsell, 9 for Tyler Arnoldi, 9 Eric Waterman, 8 for Stanley Douglas. Don't know if he's starting this one. 8 for Kenny Williams, 7 James Campbell Harris, 7 Justin Captis, 7 Scott Vinson, 6 Will Fowler, 6 Peter Snoblin, 5, Dave Chip Chase. 5, Matt Haldeman. 3, never mind. That should be all of our riders to the rail now. All riders for the Cat 1, 2, 3 men to the rail for the points race start.
And as a reminder, we're going to do top 5 podiums for everyone after this race because we're going to put up the podium backdrop. So top 5, make sure you stick around.
This is a 4x5, 4 sprints every 5 laps for a total of 20. Same rules apply. We're going to be watching the Omnium standings update throughout this as riders sprint for points. 4 chances to pick up more points before we settle who is our Carnival champion. We have another pretty sharp drop-off from the leader to second place as John Bowie has been just putting on a clinic this weekend. 36 total points for a rider from Waterline Racing as number 124 comes in with a 16-point advantage. The race for second is very good, though. Matty Hers with 20 is followed by 4 points Nolan Adams and 5 points Merrick Gallagher. They're definitely within striking distance. Several riders at 12 points apiece. Luke Wilson, Carl Pratis, David Magidson. They're all there. They could certainly be challenging for the top 3 spots in this podium. It's 5 deep for the podium, as just heard Amara announce. So lots of positions up here. Bowie looking like all he has to do is just make sure he gets a few points throughout this race. Play it smart. He should be on top of the podium at the end of it all. But I also know he's going to ride this thing hard, ride it fast, because he's training for more great racing in the rest of this next month. The rider right behind him, that's Merrick Gallagher, number 344, currently 4th overall with 15 points. So he's trying to maybe work his way up into that second place spot. I don't know how anybody is going to take over first, but the race for second still very good here. Matty Hers currently controlling it, number 104. He's right at the front as we're talking about him. So he's going to try to be as active as he can in these sprints to make sure he protects that second overall spot. There's another one of the riders near the top, Nolan Adams in the pink for Dyna Racing. He's got lots of points here coming into this one. I believe it's 16, good for 3rd. So another rider who's going to be aiming for a top spot here tonight, as he made a strong showing on Saturday and picked up a lot of points here today from what he came in with starting today. Cat 4-man Omnium results have been posted. Check the live folder, velodrome.org/live. There goes Nick Martinez ahead of the first bell, trying to get this thing rolling much quicker. It was a bit of a slow opening. Justin Captis now at the front. Will Fowler right behind him. A couple of the riders further down the Omnium, but they find themselves at the front of the field now at 17 to go. Bell next time. Fowler takes over for lead position. Bowie will now pull the field through. Luke Wilson, one of the several riders with 12 points in a 3-way tie near the top of the standings, is right behind Bowie, the rider in blue with the white helmet. The junior behind him, again, one of the riders who's going to be competing for second overall, the junior with the red helmet, continuing to stay near the front as we get into this first sprint, trying to be opportunistic. There's your first bell. JC Pyle at the front for the Jerry Baker Juniors does have 11 points. He's not out of this race either. He might be able to find his way into a top 5 if he can be smart here in the next couple sprints. What a good attack here for the youngster. He gets away from the field a bit. Might find an opportunity to find at least 2 or 3 points here. Pyle drops the group pretty quickly. Here comes Bowie now, though, bringing in a big field. I think Pyle will at least have lined himself up for a good point selection here. He'll find the 5. Bowie for 3, Hers for 2. Luke Wilson finds 1 in the sprint. So Wilson, that's one to watch here. If he can find a few more sprints, he's going to work his way up. JC Pyle is going to go back and recover in the field after that big effort. But now we've got to break a 5. Gallagher, the rider with the red helmet, did not find value in that sprint. The junior is going to need to find an opportunity in the next couple. Your race leader found 3 points. The rider in second overall got 2. Luke Wilson down a few steps on the ladder there. He works his way up just by finding 1 point there. That's a valuable point for him. Down the back straight, you've got David Magidson, who made the break there. The group of 5 trying to keep this gap open. Seeing a familiar thing here from the field, though. Look at the rider in pink as Nolan Adams again trying to be the main instigator to draw this thing back together again. He does some serious work down the back straight. That's Kenny Williams taking over now for the field, who begins to close down the gap pretty nicely. 13 to go. He's going to try to just make the jump himself if he can. The front starting to lose a little bit of their tempo. This gap pretty small here, relatively altogether, as that gap is almost imperceptible in track racing. We're going to get the bell at 11 to go, our next chance for sprinting. Let's see where the points are. Your leader has 39, John Bowie, after that first sprint. Matty Hers now has 22. JC moves up into 4th with that big sprint, giving him a tie for 3rd. 16 points to both him and Nolan Adams, so that was a bigger move than I thought, considering he was pretty close there to the top. He makes a big leapfrog into a tie for 3rd. So Nolan Adams and JC Pyle both with 16. Merrick Gallagher with 15. Luke Wilson with 13. Big move for the Jerry Baker Jr. if he can stay in the field here and maybe compete a bit later in the race. Good move for him. 11 to go. Never mind, he had one effort, now he's gone. So we'll just rip him off the list right now. Bell's ringing. You got a group of 6 off the front. There goes Bowie taking over the lead spot now for Snoblin. He brings with him some of the leaders. There's Matty Hers, Luke Wilson. Hers wants to take the 5 this time. He'll be able to find it. 3 for Bowie, 2 for Luke Wilson this time, and 1 for Scott Grinsell. Gallagher still in this break, but unable to find any points. Wilson's going to be kind of working his way up here against Gallagher in no time. In fact, I think he's going to overtake him in the order now after that sprint. Our final race of the Carnival setting up here nicely with the breakaway group at 9 to go. Snoblin trying to hold on to the back end of that group now as we've got a group of 6. Your race leader's in there. It's the rider in 4th wheel in this group of 6. At the front is Matty Hers, the rider overall in 2nd, but the winner of the last sprint now is 27 points. Your leader with 42. Still very difficult to catch Bowie anytime soon, especially if he continues to pick up any points in these sprints. Let's look at the chase group now. That's Magidson, the rider with the white helmet for the Jerry Baker Jr. is trying to close down the gap quickly with Nolan Adams at 8 to go. The lead group allowing this to happen a little bit as their tempo's not fully engaged right now. Ten riders in our front group should really be the field, I believe. It's everybody else is in the chase behind them, as some of the scramblers make their way up to the lead group. This group of 10 now seeing 7 to go. Your leaders in this group. Luke Wilson does move up into a tie, 15 points to him and Gallagher after that last sprint. Good for 4th place, I believe, right now, with Nolan Adams sitting alone at 3rd. Matty Hers in 2nd still, and Bowie in 1st. Coming into another bell lap, the field sits up a little bit to get ready for the sprint. Luke Wilson sits near the front, pretty high on the track right now at 6 to go. Number 182 is trying to work his way up closer and closer to 3rd place, as he is now in a tie with a junior who's several wheels behind him. Grinsell found some points in that last sprint. He's currently down with 11 points, I believe 8th overall, somewhere in that vicinity. But he'll lose the lead spot to Bowie, our leader in the race. Hers, 2nd overall, trying to come up around the right-hand side. The rider in blue wants to find another 5. He might be able to get it. 5 more for Hers, 3 more for Bowie, 2 for Nolan Adams, and 1 for Wilson. Adams trying to hold on to his 3rd place, will be able to stay there. Wilson will take over lone responsibility at 4th place now as he overtakes Merrick Gallagher by a point. Bowie adds 3 more to his totals. He should have 45. Hers adds 5 more. That brings him to 32. Still a big gap between 1st and 2nd, but Hers really also giving himself a big gap between second and third. So he's got lots of cushion now on this final sprint to ensure his second place finish. The question really now, it is a great race for third as we continue to have just a few points separating several riders at the top of the list. Currently alone in third is Nolan Adams with 18 points. Luke Wilson, the next closest with 16, sitting at fourth. Merrick Gallagher in fifth with 15. Everybody else off the podium. Although I suppose, I don't know how the DNF situation works. If JC Pyle has more points, I'm not sure. If Gallagher doesn't get a single point from here to the end of the race and Pyle ends up with more at the end, is that still a podium? I'm looking at, I don't know. We're shrugging. All right. So Pyle's rooting even harder against Gallagher than usual. Snoblin here, number 347, is off the front. He's not near the top of the Omnium, and a lot of the Omnium competitors are letting him roll with this right now out of the field. He's seeing what we can do with this solo effort of his. He will be getting the bell next time around. The field behind him is made up of what looks to be about 8 riders, including all of the leaders in the Omnium. The race for third, very good between Nolan Adams and the pursuing Luke Wilson. 2 points separate them. Merrick Gallagher only another point behind them. So the third, fourth, and fifth positions are going to be settled in this sprint. 1 to go, our final lap of the Carnival. 1 to go. Watch for the pink at the back of the field. We're watching for the red helmet in midfield. We're watching for the blue right behind that red helmet. The sprint for third is on, and Gallagher wants to go get it. If he can get the 10 here, it's third place for the youngster. Luke Wilson's holding on to the wheel, though. Matty Hers wants to make it fast, too. It's not going to be Nolan Adams. It's going to be Gallagher or Wilson. Gallagher wants third. This should be enough to get it. Trying to get this final sprint. Wilson. Gallagher. Wilson, I think, might have gotten it. Whoa, I think it was 182 unofficially. That was close. Whew. My eyes give it to the Center Cycles rider by an inch. Gallagher looking very good from the front. We'll have to confirm. Whoever wins that sprint is third on the podium. The other one rider would be fourth. And that'll do it, folks. I think they're saying Wilson got it for that sprint. Will be third on the podium. Gallagher should be fourth overall. That was awfully close for those two. Great competition there to the line. Again, the sprint was for third, really. We know who the winner was. He's still on here on the track. Number 124, your winner of the Carnival here this weekend. Matty Hurst, somewhere out there, will get second place for the Cat 123 men. Great weekend of racing. What a fun and unique format. I thank again our board and our race committee for putting together a unique race for our riders here on this weekend. We appreciate everybody who made their way out to the Velodrome to enjoy the racing with us. Podiums to take place here shortly. So top 5 will be called to podiums here in just a little bit. All of our top 5s for the Open Women, the Cat 4 men, and the Cat 123 men will come on over. We're here an awful lot in the summer, let me tell you. Monday, Wednesday, Friday racing is our normal weeknight programs. Sometimes we even race on a Saturday for our special events. Just check velodrome.org/calendar. July is going to be a really exciting month of great racing action here in the Pacific Northwest. We're so fortunate to be hosting really excellent racing programs. Don't want to miss them. Hopefully you had fun here tonight. If you're still on the stream, you must like what we're doing. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. Share it with friends and family. Let them know we got a great product here going on in the Pacific Northwest. If you made the trip out here to the Velodrome, hang out with us a little longer. Beverage garden is still open. Food truck's still serving. You can grab your to-go dinner if you haven't gotten a bite to eat yet from our friends here at the shawarma truck behind the grandstands. Racing here again next weekend, Friday night, 7 o'clock start time. We look forward to hosting you there. And for more great racing action, I look forward to hosting you for more all throughout July. GP's coming up, Derby days, lots more great stuff. Thanks for making you out here, and we look forward to seeing you again here at the Jerry Bake Memorial Velodrome.